As the death toll from the Turkey-Syria earthquakes nears 44,000, 2 women were rescued in the city of Kahramanmaraş after being trapped for over 200 hours.
Russia is confident its army will take the Ukrainian city of Bahamut in 2 months.
Greek MEP Eva Kaili, who's caught up in the European Parliament corruption scandal, will remain in jail for at least another 2 months.
The Berlinale Film Festival returns for its 73rd edition, kicking off the European Film Awards season against a backdrop of international political turmoil. Bruce Willis's family has announced the actor has frontotemporal dementia. This comes nearly a year after he stepped away from acting after being diagnosed with aphasia. Miracles like the rescue of this woman in Kahramanmaraş, Turkey, are becoming increasingly rare. After 258 hours under the rubble, she was rescued alive. In the same city, this 17-year-old girl survived after she spent 248 hours trapped under the rubble. She has been transferred to Ankara to recover. But as the official death toll from February 6th earthquakes in Turkey and Syria nears 44,000, officials fear there are still thousands of victims left to be discovered.
The Secretary General said that Turkey is home to the largest number of refugees in the world and has shown enormous generosity to its Syrian neighbors for years. And now is the time for the world to support the people of Turkey, just as they have stood in solidarity with others seeking assistance.
In the affected towns, cranes are working to deconstruct the destroyed buildings, and reconstruction plans have already begun in cities like Gaziantep. The Turkish government has detained 100 developers and builders for alleged irregularities in the construction of many of the collapsed buildings. So far, no lawmakers have been arrested.
The battle for Bakhmut remains fierce. The Ukrainian army is defending its position, but the Russians are feeling optimistic and claim they will take the town in 2 months. A senior US official has assured that neither country will reach its military objectives. For him, the war will have to end in negotiations. In an interview with the BBC, Ukraine's President Zelensky said he will not give up any Ukrainian land in exchange for peace. Nevertheless, the two countries have agreed on a prisoner exchange that has brought about 100 Ukrainian and 101 Russian troops home. Kyiv says Moscow is using decoy missiles and balloons to try and exhaust Ukrainian anti-aircraft defenses. On Thursday, night missiles hit the Kirovograd region in the middle of Ukraine, and even Lviv on the western side of the country.
The trial of a Belarusian journalist who was arrested after releasing images of protests against alleged fraud in Belarus's 2020 presidential election has begun in Minsk. Roman Pratasevich, who founded the Telegram channel Nexta, is accused of forming and leading an extremist group, insulting President Lukashenko and conspiring to seize power by unconstitutional means.
Я готов, наверное, морально и психологически к любому исходу, поэтому уже тут от меня ничего не зависит. Согласны с обвиняемым вам статья? Да, в полном объеме.
Pratasevich was arrested while flying from Greece to Lithuania. Belarusian jets forced his plane to land in Minsk, where he was immediately arrested. He pleaded guilty soon afterwards in a video broadcast on state TV, although his family and various experts believe this was done under duress. If convicted, he faces up to 15 years in prison.
Eva Kaili, the former Greek Vice President of the European Parliament, will remain in jail for at least another 2 months, after a ruling by a Brussels court on Thursday. Kylie's detainment is part of the corruption scandal that's hit the European Parliament, with Qatar and Morocco allegedly involved in giving cash for influence. Kylie's lawyers had asked for her release with conditions, but the court disagreed.
Si quelqu'un devient simplement un symbole et que la détention est actée sur le symbolique de maintenir quelqu'un parce qu'elle est connue, parce qu'elle est vice-présidente du Parlement européen, je ne pense que ça n'a aucun sens.
Her Greek lawyer has condemned the secret hearings of Pier Antonio Panzeri, the alleged mastermind of the criminal organisation related to the scandal. The former Italian MEP has an agreement with the Belgian authorities to tell them everything he knows in return for a more lenient sentence.
Το μόνο που είπε είναι ότι είχε ακούσει ότι το 2019 την βοήθησε το Κατάρ στην προεκλογική της εκστρατεία. Αυτό είναι ψευδές, το είχε ακούσει, δεν έχει κανένα στοιχείο να το τεκμηριώσει. Αυτή τη στιγμή ο κύριος Παντσέρη είναι παντελώς αναξιόπιστος προκειμένου να σώσει τον εαυτό του και την οικογένειά του από την φυλακή, είναι διατεθειμένος να κατηγορήσει τους πάντες.
Thursday was also the first hearing of the Belgian MEP Mark Tarabella, who was arrested last week after his immunity was waived. Tarabella's lawyer requested the dismissal of the judge leading the investigation, arguing that he is biased. The judge was replaced for this session.
À notre sens, le dossier ne permet absolument pas de révéler la moindre trace d'argent suspect dans le chef de M. Tarabella. Nous avons procédé à une analyse faite par un expert judiciaire. Nous avons déposé celle-ci aujourd'hui. Elle aboutit, à notre sens, au fait qu'il n'y a aucune trace de parachutage de 120 000 ou 140 000 euros sur le compte de M. Tarabella, indirectement ou en liquide, peu importe.
At the same time, 10 socialist MEPs, all Italian, sent a letter to European Parliament chief Roberta Metsola, denouncing the conditions under which their former colleague Eva Kaili is being held in the Belgian prison of Harren.
The spotlight is firmly on Beijing at the Munich Security Conference. China plays on many tables. There's the crisis with the United States over alleged spy balloons, its territorial claim over Taiwan, its internal difficulties with the real estate bubble, the government's poor management of COVID and the slowdown in economic growth. And on top of all that, there's the role the country could play in the ongoing Russian-Ukrainian conflict.
Quello che si pensa è che i cinesi vogliano fare un gioco di escalate to de-escalate, cioè creare una situazione di crisi per poi offrire una compensazione o comunque una riappacificazione, perché i cinesi non si sono ancora esposti a riguardo di questa situazione, in parte perché la Cina ha comunque delle politiche molto attendentistiche e quindi per loro diciamo uscire allo scoperto, diventare protagonisti e tentare di mediare questa situazione potrebbe portare grandi guadagni di visibilità come un grande fallimento, il che ridimensionerebbe molto la stessa, diciamo, condizione con cui i cinesi vedono se stessi. Quindi non credo che sia qualcosa che siano inclini a fare, credo che stiano più a guardare e forse una Russia debole potrebbe anche essere conveniente a loro nel lungo termine perché possono acquisire praticamente idrocarburi e gas a basso costo, visto che la Russia dovrà per forza sfociare su altri mercati.
Lawmakers in Spain have approved a law that will open the door for anyone 16 or older to change their gender markers. The so-called transgender law passed 191 votes in favor with 60 opposed, making Spain just one of a handful of countries that allow people to change their gender through self-declaration. Meanwhile, MPs have also passed legislation allowing minors as young as 16 to access abortions without notifying their parents. And Spain also became the first country in Europe to entitle people with especially painful periods to take 3 days of paid menstrual leave a month.
The Berlinale has launched its 73rd edition against a background of international political turmoil. The jury, chaired by actress Kristen Stewart, will deliberate on the 19 films in the competition.
It's like we're really shocked that people are horrible to each other and that we're completely unaware of one another. No. So like what you do about it is kind of what matters. And it wasn't my idea to be here, but the fact that they asked me to come help express some of these ideas is lucky for me. Hard to talk to. I think maybe that kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? Like it's why we make movies. It's not just to entertain each other. It's to ask each other hard questions and figure out how to come together.
The repression of Iranian women under President Ibrahim Raisi's regime was also highlighted from the red carpet, as well as climate activism amid the rising tide of art vandalism. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky also joined the event via video link, pleading for actors and filmmakers to choose a side and stand by Kyiv in a speech which was received by a standing ovation from the audience.
Bruce Willis's family has announced that the Hollywood star has frontotemporal dementia. It comes nearly a year since Willis stepped away from acting after being diagnosed with aphasia, which is a communication disorder. Frontotemporal dementia is a rare form of the illness, causing problems with behavior and language. Willis's family have said they hope that any media attention focused on the actor can help shine a light on this disease, which needs, quote, far more awareness and research. Willis's movies have earned more than €5 billion at the worldwide box office. While beloved for hits including Die Hard and The Sixth Sense, the prolific actor had in recent years primarily featured in direct-to-video thrillers.